OneFootball allows you to stay on top of latest transfer information and team news with personalised content. Gain access to football news, schedules and results in over 100 leagues to track your favourite clubs and track live play performance scores and stats in unrivaled detail during match days. Also gain a front row seat to matchday action and videos from your favourite teams, so access everything football by downloading the OneFootball app now for free on the App Store or Google Play. Hello Fantasy Managers, today we've got the team selection for the finals of Euro Fantasy. In today's video we review how we got on in the semi-finals and look ahead to how the squad lines up for the finals between Italy and England. So just before we get into the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to show support for the channel, and also click that notification bell so you guys don't miss any future uploads. Click the join button down below if you guys want to become a channel member to access behind the scenes content and get yourselves a personalised shout out when we become a member, and also get badges and super stickers when we live stream. So with that being said, let's get into the video. So taking a look at the team for the semi-finals, Donnarumma got me 3 points as despite not getting a clean sheet, he did pick himself up 3 saves against Spain, so we got that extra bonus point to get 3. In defence, England couldn't get the clean sheet as Shaw, Stones and Maguire got 2, 2 and 1 respectively. This was a bit disappointing as I was hoping for a clean sheet, but Denmark did score a fairly good free kick to get themselves the goal. And the fourth defender was 𝙁𝙖𝙣𝙠, who couldn't manage me any points in his match against England, which was a bit disappointing. Moving on to the midfielders, Raheem Sterling got me 4 points as he won a interesting penalty for England against Denmark. It could have gone either way, but he did get this extra 2 points for the pen. Insigne only managed 2 points as he blanked against Spain, and same with Ferran Torres. Ciro Immobile up top only managed 2 points as he couldn't get himself an attacking return against Spain. Harry Kane was very impressive, getting me 8 points as I put him to 4, double to 8 on captaincy, and Alvaro Morata got himself a goal but couldn't convert his penalty against Italy, so he ended up with 5 points there. So this meant that in the semi-finals we got ourselves 31 points, which is okay, but it was seeing us get a 7k rank decrease to 127k out of 3.8 million players. This means that we're now on 303 overall points, and looking at our chip status, in matchday 2 we did use our limitless token, and in matchday 3 we used our wildcard token, which does mean we don't have any chips left. So now moving on to the team lineup coming into the final of the Euro Fantasy tournament. In goals, once again we have gone with Gianluigi Donnarumma, as we have gone for an Italy double up in defence. Donnarumma has got himself 25 points so far in Euro Fantasy, which does make him the second highest scoring keeper behind Jordan Pickford. Donnarumma is the highest owned keeper in Euro Fantasy as well, with a very high 53% ownership, and considering that we already have so many England defenders, I don't want to go all out on that England defence, so that's why I've gone with Donnarumma in goals. Moving on to the defenders, starting off with Luke Shaw, he's been very impressive throughout the tournament as he is the top scoring defender in the game. Owned by 47% of managers, he's been so impressive so far, getting 35 points in just 5 matches for England. He is coming in at a premium price of £6.3 million for defenders, but it is definitely justified. Moving on to the second England defender, it is John Stones. Stones is the second highest scoring defender in the game with 32 points under the belt, as he's been very consistent for England so far. He did have 5 consecutive matches of 6 points for the clean sheets, but obviously missed out in the most recent match day against Denmark. Overall, I am backing in this England defence to get themselves the clean sheet, so that's why I have gone with Harry Maguire as the third defender. Maguire is the 4th highest scoring defender in Euro Fantasy with 24 points, and is owned by 24% of managers. Despite only getting 1 point in matchday 6 against Denmark, he did get 12 points the previous game week, highlighting his good attacking output as he got himself a header from a free kick. I think with the great aerial threat that Maguire does offer, he could be a very good option to have for this final. And to cap off the defenders, we have gone with Emerson from Italy. His minutes have been a bit inconsistent throughout the tournament, but since the injury of Spinazzola, Emerson has come in and got himself 6 points in the most recent match for Italy. Playing 73 minutes, he did pick himself up the clean sheet against Spain before they scored, which was quite lucky, but I think he could be a good differential punt in defence as he's only owned by 7% of managers. Also at £5.5 million, he does seem to be the best value option in the defence at the moment. Now moving on to the midfielders, starting off with Raheem Sterling. Sterling is the top scoring midfielder in the game with a whopping 37 points. This is 13 points more than any other midfielder in the tournament, and he is coming off 4 points in matchday 6, which does make it 4 consecutive returns for him. Coming in at £9.9 million, he is owned by 52% of managers as he has been so consistent throughout the tournament. So therefore I am hoping that he can get himself yet another attacking return against Italy. Moving on to Lorenzo Insigne, he is the second highest scoring midfielder only behind Raheem Sterling as he has got himself 24 points so far. He is also one of the top owned midfielders with a 48% ownership, and he has been very impressive getting his 24 points in just 5 matches. Also at £8.7 million he is a bit cheaper, so he's a fairly good option. And moving on to the third midfielder, it is Mason Mount. Mason Mount has got himself 90 minutes in each of his last 2 matches, so I am hoping he can start once again for England in the final. Just having a look at the midfield options for England, there isn't too many ones that scream out apart from the likes of Sterling, so for that reason I have gone with Mount. He can be on a couple of set pieces and he does have a fairly good positioning. He did get 6 points in matchday 5 as he got himself an assist, so for that reason he's coming into the squad. And to cover off the midfield, it is Federico Chiesa. Chiesa is the third highest scoring midfielder in Euro Fantasy with 20 points under the belt. He has got himself 2 returns in his last 3 matches, getting himself 2 goals over this period. So he is carrying in some nice form to this England fixture, and he has been getting some very consistent minutes recently for Italy, so for that reason he goes into the midfield. And moving on to the forwards up top, starting off with Ciro Immobile. He is coming in at £10.2 million and is the second highest scoring forward in Euro Fantasy with 22 points. He's also one of the top owned forwards with a very high 56% ownership, and despite not returning in the last 3 matches, he still is a good option. He did get himself 16 points in the first 2 match days of the tournament, so I am hoping he can recapture this form and get himself another attacking return against England. And moving on to the second striker, it is of course Harry Kane. Kane is one of the top owned players in Euro Fantasy with a very high 60% ownership and is the top scoring forward so far with 26 points. He has returned 20 points in his last 3 matches, getting himself 3 consecutive returns and scoring 4 goals over this period. Kane is very pricey at £11.7 million, but there is no way that he's not starting in this squad, and for that reason he takes the captaincy armband. And having a look at the bench, we have gone with Jordan Pickford. It could have been Jordan Pickford or Donnarumma as the goalkeeper, but I think since we already have the England triple up, I'm going to play it safe and just go with the Italy 2 defenders and England 3 defenders, instead of splashing out on 4 England defenders. Moving on, Kyle Walker is currently on the bench. I am tempted to bring him on instead of Mason Mount, but we will see for that. And the final 2 players are Berardi and Belotti, who I don't think will be getting a start. So that's all I've got for today for the team selection for the finals of Euro Fantasy. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like and subscribe to show support for the channel, and click that notification bell so you guys don't miss any future uploads. Also, click the join button down below if you guys want to become my channel member to access behind the scenes content and get badges when we live stream. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.